Good morning, students. I am Saraswati KV, Assistant Professor, Government First Aid College, Tiptur. This is session number 48 of first semester optional English prescribed for Tumkur University. The topic of this session is Francis Bacon's Essays of Studies. The learning outcomes of this session is to use the knowledge you have gained to answer questions about Francis Bacon's essays. The session also ensures that you can understand the logical and relevant themes and wisdom of the essays of Francis Bacon. You can also use your understanding of Francis Bacon's essays to explain how the didactic approach informs the readers of the benefits of studies. The essay of Studies by Sir Francis Bacon is the first essay in the series of 10 essays published in 1597. This essay is regarded as Bacon's masterpiece, enriched with stylized Latin vocabulary, fresh and new ideas, logical and relevant themes, and wisdom of the world. For these reasons, the essay is still popular among individuals of all ages. Adopting a didactic approach, the essay informs the readers about the benefits and uses of studies in one's life. In this essay, Bacon describes the importance of studies in human life. He begins the essay by enlisting three purposes of studies: to delight, for ornament, and for ability. Studies delight most when one is secluded and reposed. Knowledge acquired through studies serve as ornament in a conversation. A well-read man will have a good vocabulary and greater knowledge, which will increase the worth of a conversation. Studies improve one's judgmental and authoritative abilities. Ordinary men can no doubt go about their daily business without difficulty, but a learned man will do so with higher efficiency. In this section, Bacon highlights the importance of studies. His essay illustrates how studies play an important role in individuals' daily life. So, in the beginning, he describes the three main purposes of study, including studying for gaining delight, studies done for ornamenting one's life, and studying in order to improve one's ability. Studies make a man perfect. Studying is not an inborn talent, it is acquired. The natural abilities of man are to be enhanced by studies, just like the growth of plants is enhanced by trimming. Studies provide both direction and experience. Practical men often condemn studies, but wise men use it. Studies teach men to learn from observation. One must not use knowledge as a means of contradiction or confutation. Studies must also not to be used to believe or to take for granted, or to talk and discourse, but to weigh and consider. The author is of the notion that only learned and well-read men can execute plans effectively, manage their daily affairs with expertise, and lead a healthy and stable life. He further states that reading makes a full man, conference leads to a ready man, while writing makes an exact man. Reading makes a man complete. Conversation makes a man quick and witty, and writing improves the memory. If a man writes less, he will lack a good memory. If he speaks little, he will lack wit and presence of mind, and if he reads less, he will not have much knowledge. A study of history makes a man wise, while a study of poetry makes him witty. Mathematics makes a man exact and precise, and natural philosophy increases the depth of the mind. Morals make a man grave, whereas a study of logic and rhetoric makes him more comprehensive. Studies pass into character. A man's character is influenced and defined by the type of book he reads. There is no disease of the mind that cannot be cured by proper study. Bowling is good for the bladder and the kidneys, shooting for the lungs and breast, walking for the stomach, and reading is good for the head. Similarly, mathematics is the remedy for a wandering mind, because if a man's mind wanders while solving a problem, he will have to begin again. If a man is unable to make distinctions, he must study schoolmen, and if he is not quick in passing through matters, he should study the law. Thus, Bacon concludes the essay by establishing that for every deficit of the mind, a remedy is to be found in studies. He also lists out the demerits of studies. Bacon he puts forward some demerits of studies, as he thinks that studying for a prolonged period of time may lead to laziness. He finds studying too much as a sign of laziness, and using too many ornaments while conversing makes one look pretentious. He condemns the act of studying from books solely without learning from nature around. To make judgment only on the basis of rules is the eccentricity of a scholar. The essay of studies further asserts the benefits of studies by considering this act as a medicine for the defects of human mind and the source of enhancing one's wit. Then Bacon speaks about the different ways in which different books ought to be read. He says the importance of studying in an individual's life. He also informs the readers about the benefits of reading good books. He says some books ought to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. This means some books ought to be perused lightly, that is tasted, while some other books ought to be understood and enjoyed, that is swallowed. On the other hand, certain books ought to be digested, that is, to fully extract their meaning and implemented in one's life. Therefore, some books ought to be read only in parts, others to be read with less curiosity, and some books ought to be read with attention and diligence. Bacon, however, also says that sometimes it may not be enough to read extracts or reviews of books made by others instead of reading the whole book by oneself. According to Bacon, this is to be done only in the case of books of less importance. He considers these distilled books to distilled waters, which he calls flashy things. Therefore, the readers must choose wisely before studying any book to enhance his or her knowledge about the world around. To conclude, Francis' essay of studies deals with how studies plays a vital role in man's life, making him learned, witty, and experienced. The whole essay proves the intellectuality of Sir Francis Bacon. It is full of wisdom. Every line written by the author is philosophically rich. His philosophy is definitely praiseworthy. Moreover, he is called the father of English prose not only because of his deep philosophy but also because of his writing style. He uses exact words to summarize his viewpoint. He tries to demonstrate his thinking in concise words. This essay is well knitted. There is no denying the fact that Of Studies is the pure creation of Sir Francis Bacon. In short, this essay is enough to regard him as the father of English prose. Thus, the essay of Studies by Francis Bacon is enriched with intellectual wisdom, pragmatic approach, and practical knowledge, but is devoid of any emotions and colorful expressions. It is nevertheless a wonderful effort of teaching the readers about the importance of studies. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.